All right, here we are, the final Primalista info session of 2025. How to start a bake from home business that fits your life. I am so stoked to have you here. If we haven't met before, I'm H. Everyone calls me H, even my dad, and I prefer to be called H, but my proper name is Helen Marshall, and I'm the founder of Primal Alternative, and I'm so glad that you're with me here today. And if you're catching the replay, I've had a few messages this morning just saying, "Oh, I can't make it live. Will there be a recording?" Hello to you. Hello to you too. Now, this isn't your average webinar or presentation. It's actually, those masterclasses that you sometimes sign up for and you think it's live, but it's not. It's like a pre-recorded thing. This is live. It's really live, okay? And it's relaxed, and it's just a real conversation about something that's changing lives right in home kitchens across Australia, the UK, New Zealand, the US, and beyond. So grab a drink, grab a cuppa. I've got myself my trusty quirky cooking cup, which I take everywhere with me. It's from my best friend Joe. Thank you, Joe, with my fizzy water. Mm, very nice. And yeah, now let me uh yeah, let me read you. Sometimes I write myself notes and I think, what did she mean by that? Let me read you a few things that I hear all the time. So I love what I do, right? You can probably tell I'm quite passionate. And the majority of my job these days is sitting here at this desk and being on calls with amazing people like you. And over the nearly 10 years of doing this, I've had the absolute honor and privilege and thrill and buzz and delight of speaking to over 1,200 people who are just like you, and they tell me a few things. So I'd love to know if any of these resonate with you. I hope the tech gremlins aren't following me in this today. Oh, come on. Da 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 da. Go. There's nothing on the screen. What the heck? I can see it in my screen. What's going on? Seriously? Okay, that one's better. All right, I guess I'll just have to read this one. That's weird. You can't see anything on the screen, right? Hmm. Okay, we can do this without anything on the screen, right? I told you it was live. Maybe that's why people pre-record them. So maybe you love baking and cooking and want to do something more with it, something that's beyond a hobby. Maybe you're done with the corporate grind and you want to create your own thing from home. So I'll give these numbers, right? One, I'm looking for more flexibility around my work and life. That's number one. Number two, I've been thinking about doing something with food for years. I have this written on a slide, right? But just can't see it. So go figure. Number three, I'm ready to leave the 9 to 5 or make a change. Number four, I want to do something meaningful from home, meaningful work from home. Or number five, I'm just curious, but something about this caught my attention. So I'd love you to just in the chat, or if you're watching the replay, just tell me what. Oh, hey, hi, Helmi, how you going? Um, could you just find the chat and just let me know which of those resonate with you? So Zoo has said all of them. I think Zoo is a Zoom user, but that could be a cool name too, right? Yeah, so we'll move on because there's nothing on that slide. But yeah, those are the sorts of things that people tell me, and you're not alone. Some people are just starting to dream. Some people are ready to dive in. But what I know for sure is this, that when you've got that spark, you've got what it takes. And today I'm going to show you exactly how the Primalista license works. It's a jam-packed information session. I'm going to walk you through it step by step and lay it all out. As you'll probably find out, I'm very authentic, very upfront. Oh, someone's drawing on my blank screen now. And I'd just like to lay it all out there so you can decide and you can feel if this is the right fit for your life or not. So feel free to draw on my screen. Feel free to chat with me as we go. Ask me your questions, share your thoughts, and let's make this as interactive and, real as possible because that's what I love. Hurrah! Something on the screen, look at that. So let me give you a quick snapshot of what we're covering today. just so you know what to expect and so you can start thinking about how this could look in your life. So, first, I'm going to walk you through how to legally sell your baked goods from home. And that's going to include things like your kitchen approval, your insurance, your food safety, and everything you need to get started the right way. That's going to make you feel legit and not going to keep you up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking, eek, am I going to get into trouble? Because we all think we will. And you'll learn how to price for profit. So you're not just baking for love because you actually, if it's going to be a business, you need to earn some money. And I'll show you the three core Primalista selling systems that I just get too excited about, and how you can choose one that's going to suit your personality and your lifestyle and your tech comfort limit, right? So you don't need to be a tech whiz. A lot of people, there's a misconception that people think, you've got to be really good online, and this isn't necessarily an online business. It's a real meet the baker, sell to people in the community kind of gig. You'll also see how to choose which baking starter, like your starter bake list. You don't have to make all of the products in the range. You can just do what fits you. And everything is grain-free and therefore naturally gluten-free and in demand. So you're not just guessing what you can make, okay, and what products you're going to bring to market from scratch. And the best part of all of this is it's designed to fit around real life. A lot of people that I speak to, they're like, oh, I really want to do this, but I don't have the time. Well, this is the kind of business model that you can fit into the time you've got available. So I've got people who work full time, high flying executives that do this as like a hobby that pays. I've got people who do it full time. Some people do it 1 to 3 days a week. It's designed to fit around real life. We don't need to wait until, that time in our lives where there's nothing going on and we've got loads of money and spare time because I don't know about you, but that doesn't seem to turn up. There's never more time. You've got to find the time to do the things you want to do, right? So if you've got a real life and you've got kids and a job or other commitments, maybe you're looking after your elderly parents, you can still make this work, all right? Which is really cool. I'll even show you how to open orders, bake to order, and get paid weekly without having leftover stock or any waste. So that's where we're heading. And along the way, I'm going to be sharing with you stories and tips and real world examples to help you see how this could work for you. And stick around until the end, my friend, because I'm going to tell you all about my Oasis concert as promised. And also, I've got a door prize for everyone here live today, and I will be giving away one of my favorite secret recipes. So it's a recipe that I've made completely grain-free. It's made with real food ingredients, and it's a delicious chocolate caramel slice. Let me know, put a little heart or a hand up if you love caramel slice. Sometimes it's called millionaire shortbread, but it's essentially shortbread, a caramel, and a dark chocolate, and it's so good. And me and my daughter, we have a little caramel slice ritual every night. She makes us some tummy tea, which is like, herbal tea in a pot, and tiny little squares about this big of caramel slice, and it's just absolutely delicious. And I will be sharing that with you. So stick around till the end, and I'll get your best email for that. All right. Oh, not again. Look, what is happening? Seriously? I'm looking at the presenter notes, and it's on the screen, but it's not coming up. I wonder if because I've got a lot of ones like this. Is that one going to work? Okay. This is just crazy. But you know what? I'm just gonna roll with it, all right? You gotta roll with it. You gotta. So I don't know why it's doing this, but I'm gonna go with it. So you can just look at that nice picture of a leaf, okay? Because I want you just to step back for a moment because this isn't just about baking. I believe it's a movement and it's a shift. Many women are wanting flexibility and meaning, and home-based work is now more important than bigger paychecks, right? And the stats tell it. So 75% of women say that flexible work matters more than a high salary. And in the US, nearly half of all the new businesses in 2024 were started by women. So it's not just something you're feeling, it's something real. And one of the places this shift is playing out is the kitchen. Because what people are craving now is real food, food that's honest and wholesome and made with love. And that part, that's where the opportunity lies. So let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up. If at some point you've thought there has to be another way than the corporate grind, the toxic workplace, yeah, I'd love to know. And now I'll show you, you'll actually see something on the screen now, which is handy. So then let's zoom in on something we all see around us, maybe even in our own homes. You probably know someone like this, or maybe you are someone like this. You can't eat gluten or grains without feeling a bit off. You're managing gut health or other autoimmune or health issues, chronic health issues, and you're trying to feed your family whole foods. But between school drop offs, work, sport, and life, there's no time to make everything from scratch. And so you head to the supermarket. But what do you find? Look at the shelves. Ultra processed health food, confusing labels, gluten free stuff packed with junk ingredients, or products that just taste, well, disappointing. This isn't just a minor frustration, it's part of a bigger health issue. Rates of chronic health conditions like irritable bowel syndrome, autoimmune diseases, food intolerances, even mental health concerns are climbing. And much of it, it starts with what we eat. And yet, people are still out there looking for food that's made with care, food they can trust, and they're just not finding it. So pop a heart or a little hands up in the chat if you've ever stood in a supermarket aisle and thought, oh, this is not even healthy, right? I do pretty much take a picture all the time when I get in. Yeah. Oh, floating hearts. I don't know how to do floating hearts either. Lots of thumbs up, lots of definitely. Yep, absolutely, 100%, right? Okay, fingers crossed with something on the next screen. Phew. So here's the part where it gets really interesting. This food problem, this gap in the market, it's also the opportunity you've been looking for. We know the demand is already there, right? Over 11% of Aussies are following a gluten-free diet, and up to one in five are avoiding gluten or grains entirely. 59% of people say that natural products, real food, meet their needs better, and nearly half say there just aren't enough good options in the supermarket. But here's the real kicker. People want convenience, right? They don't want to make everything from scratch. They want real food, but they also want someone else that they can trust to make it for them. And that's where you come in. As a Primalista, you're not just baking, you're providing a solution to your own desire for meaningful, flexible work and to a growing need in your community for honest, home-baked, grain-free food. And this isn't a trend. It's not just a crunchy thing anymore. It's a movement, and you're right on time to be part of it. So does this get you thinking? Pop in the chat. What do you notice most that people are asking for in your community? Maybe you've been a cake maker and people are asking you, oh, have you got gluten-free, dairy-free options? Or do you go to the coffee shop and think, well, there's nothing here for me? Let me know what you think. I'd love to know. All right, so before Primal Alternative was even a thought, I was completely burnt out. Bit of a different story to today. So we're going back now, probably about 13 years ago. My nervous system was shot. I had gut dysbiosis. I had small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, chronic aches and pains, insomnia, reflux, constipation, and then because of all of that, anxiety and depression. And honestly, I thought I was dying from something awful. Like I was like, I must be dying because that's how unwell I felt. And then one day, just following a seriously just a gut feeling, no pun intended, I decided to go gluten free. It was Good Friday, 2014, not the ideal time to ditch hot cross buns, right? But I went to the shops and I thought, I'm very, health orientated and health motivated. And I was like, right, I'm just going to go and get gluten-free, everything, and anything labeled gluten-free. It was fine. But then, gluten-free hadn't really found its groove back then, to be fair. There are better options now. And the food I brought home, it tasted awful, like awful. And the ingredients were worse. Like it was packed with seed oils and starches and fillers and weird additives. And I knew that there had to be a better way. So that's when I started researching and when I stumbled into the paleo and primal rabbit hole. And it wasn't about restriction, it was about getting back to the kinds of food that humans have always eaten and thrived and survived on: meat, veggies, eggs, nuts, fruit, good fats. And from those basics, I discovered something amazing that you can create the comfort foods that we all love: bread, pizza, cookies, pastry, cereal, but in a way that nourishes instead of depletes. And like my husband said, we could only go paleo if there was going to be cookies. That led me to the whole primal world, led me to Mark Sisson, and soon after that I became a certified primal health coach because my history is in the fitness and the wellness world. I've coached loads of women in gyms, PT, aerobics back in the day, showing my age now. And I told them to eat low fat and high carbohydrate. So I felt like there was some work to be done. And health coaching was great, right? And my clients got results, but they still missed bread. And they'd say to me, "Oh, I feel so good. It's amazing. My reflux is gone. I've got so much energy, clarity, and sex drives back. Yo!" And then, it got to Friday and I was a bit tired and ended up getting a pizza. And then I thought, well, I've fallen off the wagon. So they threw the baby out with the bathwater. They'd dig out the tub of ice cream from the freezer. They'd polish that off, get another bottle of wine down the neck, and feel like crap, right? So I said I could bake for them because I'd started with cookies, I'd moved on to bread, we've got pizzas. So we were really thriving on the good food, but still had pizza night, still had some toast for our, poached eggs on a morning. So I started baking for my clients. And at first it was just a few clients. It wasn't very much at all. And I put a couple of little quiet posts on Facebook and I'd like go and drop off the odd order here and there. I was very like, oh, don't want to put myself out there. Who am I to do this? But then a local farmer who was really, he was into the grass-fed meat way of farming and he was loving what I was doing. And he said that I needed to get a stall at the farmers markets, right? And then a local pizza shop. You're going to meet the pizza shop owner in a video shortly. He said, oh, he wants my paleo bases on his menu, and he still stocks them to this day. I caught up with, I don't bake anymore, but I caught up with our local Primalista, and she was saying he takes loads of paleo bases. My son actually ended up, that's in there. He's 18 now, Sam, and that's my daughter Millie. And this is a few years ago, obviously, and I didn't have such grey hair. But anyway, time moves on. So anyway, so the pizza shop, yeah, Sam used to ended up working in the pizza shop, and now he's actually doing some pizza deliveries tonight to help out Massimo. So it's a great community. Health food stores started reaching out, word really spread, and because I had the Facebook page, people started ringing me from like the other side of the country and they wanted to get my products. And I couldn't send them to them because nothing's got preservatives in it. And so I realized like we needed more bakers. I didn't want to open a factory. That wasn't me. I didn't want to manage machines. I wanted to work with women who had the same values and same passions as I did. So I decided to share everything I'd learned, and I'd learned the hard way in a lot of ways, and help them create something for themselves. So I bundled up the whole model, like the recipes, the branding, the compliance, the pricing, the selling systems, and I shared it with other women who wanted to bake from home in a way that suited their lifestyle. And that's how the Primalista license was born. And since then, I've helped over 350 women in 4 different countries start their own bake from home businesses. And it's not just mums, we've got menopausal women, women who are leaving corporate, women who are still in corporate, that want to do something on the side, a hobby that pays, and women who just always wanted to do something with food, but just felt it was always a pipe dream. And they all said the same thing. I want to work from home. I want something fulfilling. I want to contribute in a way that feels good. And that's what the Primalista license is, a supportive, flexible way to run a food business with real food, real people, and a framework that works. Rachel, one of our Primalistas, said it best. She said, I finally feel like I'm doing something that matters on my own terms. So pop in the chat if anything in my story sounds familiar. Have you ever hit burnout, or thought surely there's got to be a better way than this? Let me know. Hello. Got a cat here. There's a cat. Yes, going over there. Settle down here. So, and yes, you can have cats and still have a bakery, by the way. There's lots of chat in the chat. Let me see. Yes, every day, that's how I feel. Everything. Oh, wow. I find it hard to eat without gluten and dairy-free food. You have to move out the way, cat. The two women I work with have gluten allergy issues and keep pushing me to do this. Yeah, it's always worth a try. Always worth a try. Even just for 21 days, just try it and see how you feel. All right. Before we just start chatting, I'll go and get another coffee and we'll just chat. I'll turn off the recording. Cats everywhere. Hi, stop it. Okay, right. So scratching the fly screen, naughty. So let's walk through what it actually takes to get a bake from home business up and running. Oh, and I just realized sometimes when I say a lot of vowels in a row, a lot of people think, where is she from? What is that accent, right? So I live in Australia. I'm an Australian citizen. I've been here since 2003. So like definitely Australian, but I'm from the north of England, Yorkshire. So that's why my accent's a bit weird. And I live in a town called Denmark in Western Australia. So honestly, I had a Primalista once and she watched some of my stuff and she was like, "Oh no, she's in England." This is I get all the time. Can I do this in Australia? I'm like, this is Australia business, it's Australian. And then she thought I lived in Scandinavia because I live in Denmark. And then finally, she's like, oh, she's in Australia. So just like to clarify that, okay? So I'm English, I'm in Australia. This model can be done in England, America, Australia, New Zealand. That's all, okay? Nowhere else at this stage, but open to conversations about it. All right, so I'm going to walk you through what it takes to get a bake from home business up and running legally, safely, and with confidence. So this first step, getting open for business, it's about making it official. And if you're a bit like me, you're a bit anti-establishment, you're like, we could get permits and compliance. But actually, the funny side of it is that when you do have all of those things that are necessary, it does make you have more confidence. You feel more legit. You feel more confident stepping into a health food store and becoming, you are a professional at that stage, okay? So I'm going to talk to you about what the health department really wants to see, how food laws work in the US and in Australia, and what kinds of foods you can legally make from home, what the inspection process looks like if you have to have one, and how the Primalista license gives you everything you need, including our professional food safety program to pass with flying colors. And if you're thinking, I wouldn't even know where to begin, you're not alone. And that's exactly why I've built this license the way that I have. I didn't know you had to have a license to make food for the public. I just started doing it and I got into trouble. Well, actually, I didn't. It wasn't huge trouble. The health department just said, oh, you need to get approval. They didn't shut me down. They didn't kick me out of the country. I actually thought I'd do something wrong by stepping out into my own business and they might export me back to England. Like, honestly, that's what I thought. So I became an Australian citizen just to make sure that they couldn't send me back. But actually, they're not that scary, all right? And by the end of this section, you'll feel really clear on what's required in your area, in your part of the world, and more importantly, how I've removed the guesswork for you. So you see that hand? That's my health officer's hand. That's the thing that they do when they come around. This is my kitchen. One of the biggest questions people have when they're thinking about starting a bake from home business is, can I even do this legally from my home kitchen? When I put all my ads out, I write the ads that go on Facebook that you've probably seen at some point. The comment and check next time one pops up in your feed. You can't do not in Australia, or you won't be able to do that here, or not in America. And the short answer is you can. Absolutely. With the right guidance, you can only make certain products from a domestic kitchen. But for the products in the Primal Alternative range, there's no need for a commercial kitchen. So you don't need to do a separate fit out or have stainless steel benches. The key is showing that what you're making is low risk and not potentially hazardous, and that you've got all the right processes in place. And I've been helping women get kitchens approved for nearly 10 years across Australia, New Zealand, the UK, and the US. And I've learned exactly what councils and inspectors are looking for. I love council stuff. I get emails all the time from Primalistas. What box do I tick? I'm like, this one, this one, this one. It's just kind of a different language that you've got to become fluent in for the old health department people they are. And let's walk through how it works in Australia first, and then I'll show you how much easier it is in the US. No. Oh, but does that one work? No. See, this is making me mad now. Oh, that's not fair. Do you know how long I spent on these slides? Oh, look, there we go. Okay, okay. Yay! Is it going to work? So if I went there and then go back, it works. Ah, yeah. We found a workaround. Okay, good. I think it must be something. I must have put some crazy transition on it that just isn't working. So let's walk through exactly what it takes to get council approval to run a bake from home business here in Australia. So first is with planning. So this is usually the easiest step. You just need to get permission to run a small scale food business from home. They're not checking your recipes or how clean your oven is. They're just making sure you're not going to cause any issues with noise or traffic. And because this is a low impact home-based business, you'll usually breeze through this. Some councils will want you to fill out a design application, which is like a bit annoying if you do have to do that. But that is pretty much covered in the training. We've got example DAs to help you with that. But normally it's just to get planning approval. The next step is with the health department, and this is where the real action happens. So they want to make sure that what you're baking is low risk and safe to produce in a domestic kitchen. And like I said before, the good news is everything in the Primal Alternative range meets this requirement. Plus, we give you a 186-page food safety program. It's a whopper. It's such overkill for a bake from home business. And it's written specifically for council approval, and it walks them through every ingredient, every process, every label, every storage and step. It's like handing them the answers to their own checklist. And finally, the inspection. So when you get to the inspection, it's literally the cherry on the cake, the final tick. So, a council health inspector will visit your kitchen and check a few very simple things. So, the first is you've got wipeable surfaces that you can store your ingredients separate from the household ingredients. So, that can be an extra shelf in the pantry, an extra shelf in the fridge, or if you don't have the space, I didn't. I just had those stackable boxes that you get from the hardware store, just chuck all my almond meal and stuff in there, wheeled it into the spare room, and then wheeled it back in on bake day. Some primalistas get those food grade tubs and decant all of their ingredients into there. You can just really do whatever feels easiest for you. And the final thing is that you don't have any infestation of pests, and that you can keep pets out of the kitchen when you're baking. So don't let having a pet, everyone's got pets. I've got two cats, people have got dogs, people have got birds. It's okay. They just need to be out of the kitchen while you're baking with something as low tech as a door. Or if you've got dogs, those baby things, baby gate things. That's it. And once you tick those boxes, you're in. And the best part is, I'll walk you through every step so you never have to figure this out alone. Now, oh yeah, the secret trick, remember. Yeah. Okay, so what do they want to see on the inspection? I've told you that. There you go. Take a screenshot of that if you want. Good. All right. Oh, no. This is fun, isn't it? Where's my US one? Oh, yeah. The tools that make all the difference. Here it is. See, it's live, right? It's live. If this was pre-recorded, somebody would have edited that out, and that would have been me because I do everything. So, this is where the Primalista license makes all the difference. So, this is the 186 page food safety program written specifically for baking at home with our range. And it shows your inspector everything they need to see. So, our ingredients and storage methods, packaging and labeling, which is FDA and Food Standards Australia, New Zealand compliant. I've even had everything lab tested for moisture, listeria, all of those sorts of things to prove that everything is low risk and can be made from home. And a step by step to show them how you'll handle food safely. So, this one document is often the difference between application denied and approved with ease. In fact, I've had environmental health officers reach out to me personally. Like I absolutely crapped my dacks when they rang me. Right? I thought I'd done something wrong again. But somebody rang me from Queensland, which is the other side of the country. I said, oh, I just love what you're doing. Like you're helping people bridge this gap between, the health department and people who just want to do good food from home. And it seems such a scary thing. And health officers actually want to help. If you think about back in the day when we were living in small communities, back in the primal days, well, not even that long ago, but you would know everyone. You would know the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and so you would trust them. But these days, you don't know who you're buying your food from, right? So the health department is really just there to make sure that who you're buying it from is doing everything safe and not going to, make your family sick. That's it. And health officers, they're really quite nice. They want to be liked. You know, I've even had a Primalista in Western Australia. She started as a Primalista and she thought she had to get her kitchen approved by herself, right? So she just found a couple of my random recipes on the blog, like not even the trademarked ones, just the copyright ones, just a couple. And she tried to apply and just couldn't get anywhere. And she messaged me and she was like, hands, oh my goodness, I can't get my kitchen approved. It's a nightmare. So I was like, show me what you sent in. And I was like, what have you sent in? Where's the food safety program? So she closed down that she could not get approved, right? She couldn't in her council. And then she closed down that application. She started a new one. She went in with our food safety program. She went in with our cut and paste covering letter, and it was approved within days. Now, for our New South Wales potential primalistas, hot tip. Sometimes it's as simple as registering directly with the New South Wales Food Authority. That's the New South Wales Food Authority. So if you're from New South Wales and you're watching this, write down New South Wales Food Authority, get the phone number and ring them up and say, I want to bake low risk food from home, such as cakes without creams and cookies. Sometimes all you need to do is to notify them. Isn't that crazy? I was speaking to a wonderful lady this week called Hannah, and she tried to go through her council, and they said you can't do that from your apartment. And then I said, you should try this. And then she messaged me like the next day, said, great news, I've been approved. How good's that? It's very, very cool. So, like, I will walk you through each form. I'll show you which boxes to tick. And like I said, I'll even give you a cut and paste letter to go with your application. We give you the link to send this huge document. Primalistas say they have it up on their laptop when the inspector comes in case they've got any questions. So, yeah, let me know in the chat, is the health department stuff scary to you? Because I know it was the one thing that I lost a lot of sleep over. Yay! Yay, indeed. Okay, go forwards, then we go backwards and backwards. You get to see what's coming, don't you? I've done that one. Oh, look. Okay. Hmm. Oh, but there's no notes on this one. Okay. Oh, God. All right. Good. Right. US potential prime listers. Oh, you guys have got it so much easier than Australia. Seriously. Most states have got what are called cottage food laws. And those are basically rules designed to make it simple for bakers like us to legally sell low risk, shelf stable foods like cookies, bread, granolas, etc. And in many states, all you need is a food handler's certificate, which usually takes 1 to 2 hours online and is very low cost, and a short registration form. And in some cases, a quick kitchen inspection. But the average cost in the US is around $100, depending on your state. In Australia, and that's US dollars. In Australia, it's around $500 to get registered, and then it's an ongoing fee of $120 on average. It does vary state and territory. And in the US, some states don't require a kitchen inspection at all. So, for example, in California, direct to consumer sales don't need inspection. In Oregon, cottage food exemption is inspection free if your business turns over under 50 grand a year. And hot tip, no one's going to be checking how much you're earning and no one's going to be checking how much you're producing. With these sort of cottage style businesses and home-based food businesses in Australia, there is always an emphasis on small batch, but it is small batch because it's just you in a domestic kitchen. Like you're not a factory, okay? And if you are in a state that does require a kitchen inspection in America, no stress. Like this is what we have to do in every state in Australia. So we can walk you through exactly what they need. We've done this for years, and I've helped women in multiple states in the US get their kitchen signed on their first go. Our FDA compliant food safety program is tailored for cottage style home bakers, and you get clear guidance on what your inspector is going to need, cut and paste scripts, templates, and even sample floor plans. So the best step is to join as a Primalista before you apply for your kitchen permits, because that's when you're going to get these resources and tools to help you. But if you want to do a bit of due diligence and research a bit more, then just run a quick internet search for the name of your local county or council in Australia and cottage food laws. Say if you're in California, you could do California cottage food laws and you'll pull up all the right information you need. And if you're in Australia, just type the council, so where you pay your rates to, home-based food business. And you'll probably see everything you need in there. All right, so yes, as I mentioned before, the Primalista license has been replicated in the US, the UK, and New Zealand and Australia. So we know it works and it can work for you too, which is very cool. Da da da. Come on. There. All right. So I just love this. This was from our Primalist Facebook group. Gorgeous Selena in Queensland. She said, Happy dance. I have a registered kitchen and my kit arrived yesterday. Thank you, H. All is sweet. Helen, compliments from our EHO. Thorough and fantastic application. The food safety plan is good emojis. All right. So, getting your kitchen approved can feel really daunting at first. I get it. But with the right support, it is so doable. And the license includes everything you need to tick the boxes and get legit. So you can bake with confidence, knowing you're doing everything right. And trust me, when you get approval, it's like flipping a switch. It's like you go from pipe dream, thinking about it, to actually being a food business. And that changes everything up here and in here. And health department approvals feel daunting to the majority of potential primalistas that I speak to. But 80%, why has that stopped? It's such a nice video. But 80% of primalistas tell me that getting their kitchen approved was a fairly straightforward process. And you only have to do it once, right? Here we go. The key is to explain what you want to do in a way, in health department language, that they understand, and we can help you do that. All right, now that you're open for business, the next step is to get equipped. And this is where we set you up with everything you need to actually start baking and selling. And we show you exactly where to get your ingredients from. So I keep an eye on all of the main suppliers in the US and Australia, keeping an eye on all those prices. Everyone's talking cost of living crisis, but actually almond meal prices have dropped so much. Like when I started doing this 12 years ago, almond meal for me was $19.50 a kilo in Western Australia, and now it's like $14.40. So don't believe all of the drama in the media. And you can sleep well at night knowing that someone's keeping an eye on the prices, and every time you sell a product, it's going to be profitable, right? So I show you where to get your ingredients from, what packaging to use, and how to source everything affordably, whether you're in Australia, the US, or somewhere else. You don't need fancy commercial stuff or a pile of gadgets. You just need a few simple tools that you've probably already got and access to our trusted suppliers. We use compostable packaging and we have a full library of easy how to follow videos. So this is all about setting you up for success, no guesswork, no overwhelm. It's just like click this link, get your compostable packaging from Jeff. Yeah, and to get your business off the ground fast. Here comes another cat. I should block you. Oh, look though. She's my cat. She's beautiful. But we don't have any cat haters in today. Oh, hello, darling. All right. So once your kitchen is approved and you're officially open for business, it's the getting equipped part, right? And this is where many people feel really overwhelmed and can sometimes procrastinate a little bit. You know, that whole like, oh, I've got to have everything perfect before I could possibly start. And then, do I need a decal thing on my car? And I've got to get it all right. And you really, like, I just want you to skip all of that because you just want to be getting new ingredients and your packaging and get baking. And like I said, we'll give you everything you need to hit the ground. So we'll give you all of our suppliers. We only use real food ingredients, so no nasties, nothing artificial. Everything's grain-free and naturally gluten-free. Compostable packaging, I've told you that. Da, 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 da. And it really does look, the products do look so amazing on the shelves of market stalls and health food stores as well. Right. Labels is another great asset that comes with the license. So are you seeing? I just want to kind of just sidetrack here and just say like it's not like a franchise where it's a license, which is basically like a course on how to do it, but all of the tools to get you there as well. Okay, so one of those cool things is the labels. So you get ready to go product labels that are compliant with Food Standards Australia, New Zealand, and FDA. So these are the Aussie ones. We have different ones in America. And these include ingredients lists, allergens, storage information, best before dates. And we also have all of the tools to track all of that, like, batch records and what do you do in case of a food see, it's only happened once in 10 years. Food recall. We have a food recall system, all of that. So you don't have to worry about it, right? And all formatted to the standard your health department will want to see. We've done the lab testing, and the labels even show the nutrition panels. We've got the GS1 barcodes, which alone cost close to $1,000. So just for this little barcode, $1,000 a year just to have those on your labels. But that's part of the license. It's not an additional fee to use. So no fancy fit out needed for your kitchen. This model is made for a domestic kitchen. So what you'll need is your own oven. Yeah, you need an oven, all right? And whether it's a 600 or a 900 oven, you'll be able to fit 12 of our Primal Alternative loaves in at once. 12, all right? You'll need something to mix with, so a KitchenAid or a Thermomix or a bowl and a spoon or hand mixers and some of the Primal Alternative loaf tins and pizza trays. So that just means that your loaf looks like this when it comes out and that your pizzas are the right size when they come out. So most Primalistas start with just a few basic baking trays, cooling racks, bowl and a spoon, And we also have an amazing community. So if you ever get stuck, we have a vibrant private Primalista Facebook group that's got like 10 years of chatting. So you can search anything. You can ask your questions, ask feedback, even borrow stuff from nearby Primalistas. It's really a cool community. And don't forget you're backed by a brand that people already trust. So we've been endorsed by Joe Witten from Quirky Cooking, Alex Stewart from Low Tox Life, Elise Comerford from Well Belly Health, In the past, we've worked with Chef Pete Evans, and we have many customer testimonials, including testimonials from doctors, nutritionists, and naturopaths, which you can use, which really gives you credibility for your business from day one. So, quick one, I've been doing a lot of talking. What do you think would be the trickiest bit about getting set up from home? Just type one word in the chat like, oh, the labels, that would be a nightmare. Packaging, ingredients. I'd love to know. I'm not sure if you advised this at the start, but is there a copy of these notes we can get via email that we can access? There'll be a replay, Janet. Yes, so you can watch this again if you want. And of course, um, if you become a Primalista, this is all in the license. So Tina says finding the tins. Someone else is saying the taste of the products. Yeah, they taste good. It tastes very good. And that's the key thing, right? You're not going to have, it's got to be delicious, not just nutritious because, oh, hi, Hannah. Because, yeah, why would that wouldn't be any good, would it? Right, next step. You've got your kitchen approved, you've got your gear, you haven't broke the bank and spent ages trying to fuss over the right gear. You've just got what you need. And now we're going to talk about what actually turns this from a hobby into a business, and that's getting happy repeat customers and making sales. And this is the very best exciting part of the Primalista license, and it's where it really shines because I tell you what, a lot of businesses, they're very good at what they do. And I bet you're a brilliant baker. And I bet people say to you, these are amazing. You should sell these. And that's great. But most people don't have a product or a passion problem. They have a marketing problem. And marketing is very, it just is like human psychology. Like there's a certain way you've got to do it in order to be successful. And this can be really the key that you're either good in your business or not, your business doesn't work. So marketing is really key. And over the last 12 years, I've developed three simple, well, I won't say simple because nothing's simple. Everything takes effort. Let's say proven selling systems that allow you to choose the way of getting happy repeat customers that fits your life and energy and goals. You don't need a fancy website or paid ads, but if you want to, I'll show you how to do that too. And what I teach in the training is real world, low tech ways to connect with real people who are already looking for this kind of food. So you don't need to go into the supermarket and try and convince people not to buy Nutri-Grain, okay? You're here for the people who already want this kind of food. So let me walk you through the three Primalista selling systems. So the first one is the farmer's market model. And for some primalistas, this is how they first get themselves out there. This is what I did after the encouragement from the farmer. Got into a little community market, and it can be a really good way to get known, to get yourself out there, and to build a solid customer base. So markets can be an incredible launch pad for your business, especially in this lead up to Christmas with our fruit mince pies. They always sell like hotcakes, right? Paleo mince pies, no sugar in them, they're amazing, right? Not only are they a great way to make sales, but they're really awesome for visibility and connection and actually hearing from your customers how you're changing their lives. You'll meet like-minded foodies in your area. So if you're feeling like your friendship group could do with a bit of an upgrade, go and meet like-minded foodies at the market. I met some of my best friends there. You know, people who are there selling honey, growing veggies, roasting coffee. And these people often become more than just stall neighbors. They can become collaborators, friends, part of your local food network. Like imagine like pairing your grain-free bread with a local honey guy's jar on your stall, and it's an instant exposure to a warm audience. Now, I'll be honest, before I did my first market, I had massive imposter syndrome. I wasn't a health professional, I wasn't a food professional, I didn't have any qualifications in nutrition or food. I was just a mum baking some really simple recipe. I'm a bad baker. I'm the kind of person who does conventional baking with flour and that. And the birthday cakes go like that or like that. Just a joke. I'm bad at baking, right? But these paleo baking is so easy. That's why we can replicate this model. because there's no kneading or proving or rising. It's just measure, mix, and bake. And for me, it takes me 3 minutes to make one product. But of course, there's going to be some chopping time, some tidying time, some labeling time. So if we say 10 minutes per product, that's very reasonable. And if you're taking longer than that, you need to hurry up. You need to streamline, okay, and get a little bit quicker. But before I did my market, I really thought that if I stood at market, someone might be like, "Who do you think you are?" I really did. So I was hiding, selling the odd loaf quietly on Facebook, like I told you. And then Mike Shipley, the local farmer, thank you, Mike, encouraged me to get a stall. And I'm so glad he did, because I went from hiding on Facebook, doing a couple of sales a week, to doing $650 of sales in 2 hours at my market, right? So most primalistas are doing markets, and you want to be going to a market where people are going for food. So go and have a scope around your local market. Are they selling grass-fed meat? Is there someone doing sauerkraut? Is someone doing sourdough? Great, because that's where our people go. Don't worry about the sourdough person, because you're not selling bread. You're selling a loaf that's got no bread, no bread ingredients in it at all. So you're there for the people who can't get the sourdough. Yeah, so have a bit of a walk around, see if that's the sort of things that are being sold, and that is where you'll do well. We don't do that well at the little arts and crafts, nicky nacky markets. I wouldn't waste your time there. But yeah, and you're selling direct to consumer, right? So the profit margins are much higher. So you're looking at about $10 Aussie per product. 10 minutes to make $10 per profit, direct to consumer. And markets are a real buzz. Like, you will come out on a high, but it's fair to say you'll also be a bit tired, because there's a lot of physical work involved, like setting up this trestle table and popping up your gazebo. I can never do that. I had to get someone to help me. Hanging up your banner or being on your feet and chatting for hours. But we do have you covered, so you get scripts of what to say to people who approach your stall, a checklist of what to pack. We show you how to create a beautiful, simple stall, nothing too fancy. We've got the done for you banners and templates, and we give you tips for sampling and how to take pre-orders. So this can be a really good place for your regular customers to pick up from, and even QR code payment setup. And yes, I'll even show you how to take a float and different point of sale ways that you can take money. So at my first market, I had to take my bestie because I was so nervous that I couldn't add up the sums in my head. But with a bit of practice, you really get into your groove. And like I say, it can be such a good community immersion, but also a great opportunity to get your family involved. Like, get your partner to help you with the gazebo, get your teenagers to help you set up. My kids were little, and I used to sell jellies, and I'd sell 20 bags of jellies because this was at a Steiner school market on a Friday afternoon. So I'd just it was like a play date for the kids, 3 till 5. And I'd give the kids a bag of jellies, and they'd do a lap of the markets. Next minute, they were like my influencers. Yes. So we can make your market look even more beautiful than Bronze Market here, with props like some branches in a vase, just props like that, and obviously a beautiful warm smile. I mean, who wouldn't want to go up to this stall? And just a quick note, you don't have to do markets to be a successful Primalista. I speak to women all the time that say, "Oh, I don't want to do markets. I've got kids' sport at the weekends," and that's totally okay. There are two other systems that I'm going to cover next. But if you love being around people, markets might just be your thing. And while we're here, even if you're doing the farmers market model and you don't sell out all of those products on the table, I show you exactly what to do with that as well, because we're not into throwing things in the bin. We're not into waste or losing money. So we've thought of everything, okay? So I want to show you Primalista Nerali's story, so you can see for yourself just how rewarding this model can be, not just financially, but also emotionally.
We're at Kingsway Community Markets today, and I get to come here every fortnight because this is my side gig that I do. I'm also a teacher. This is my other great love. I love meeting new people. I love seeing people that I already know. It's just fantastic meeting people who can't eat certain foods and their face lights up saying, oh my goodness, I can eat everything here. I love it. It's a real buzz.
I purchased some of the Primal Alternative products. My favourite one is the low carb granola. I call it my happy food. It's the low carb granola. It's peanut butter, lots of nuts, lots of seeds. The low carb bit is really attractive, but the flavour's just awesome.
The day before my markets, I do all my baking and it works beautifully. My kids are able to be picked up still. I'm able to spend time with them and yeah, it just works really well.
I like it because it's all gluten-free, and I've been gluten-free for a long time, looking for an alternative that has other health benefits as well, and I know what I'm putting into my body doesn't contain refined sugars and those sorts of things as well, so it tastes amazing. People who eat gluten don't know or don't complain, let's say, because I always make sure that they know.
We have some allergies to almonds in my family, and if you actually go to most of the supermarkets and you have a look at the granola that's available, it might say berries and cranberries on the front packet, but if you turn it around and have a look, there's usually almonds in it, and unfortunately that's an allergy in our family. So as soon as I found one that didn't have almonds, I tried it, loved it, and now I won't turn back.
I stumbled upon Primal Alternatives, my way of eating. I've always lived the same way that Primal Alternative promotes, and I stumbled across it. I thought, where have you been? How have I not known about this? And as soon as I started looking into it, I thought, this is exactly me, and this is something I'm passionate about. I love baking, I love caring for other people, and being able to provide for them healthy things. So it was a no-brainer. I just had to do it.
That was good because that answered the question about the taste. So that worked out well. Now, I love this quote. So this was taken with permission from a chat in our Primalista Facebook group between Nerily, that you just saw, and Primalista Mickey, and it says, I love this. What an amazing setup. So it was a picture of Mickey's farmer's market. How did the sales go? And Mickey said, lol, not one to kiss and tell, but a week's wages in 6 hours for me is worth my while. Cool, huh? Amazing. So next up is the simplest and most sustainable way to run your Primalista business, and that's the sold out pre-order system. So this one's for you if you like structure and routine and knowing exactly what your week looks like. So here's how it works. You have a regular bake day. Your customers place their orders ahead of time, and then you either deliver or they pick up from you. Easy. Like they could pick it up at the markets. And just like the markets, this model is direct to consumer, which means you're earning the full retail price, giving you a healthy margin and making your time worthwhile. The best part, no waste. You're baking to order, so nothing is sitting around on the shelf or unsold. And over time, you'll build a wonderful local following, the kind of regulars who look forward to your weekly bake days. You become part of their rhythm, and you become part of their kitchen. I did have it written right, don't worry, Edge. And I've also got a clever little system, which I'll teach you in the training, that helps you create real FOMO, the kind that gets people placing their orders early and talking about your bake day like it's the event of the week. This creates buzz, you get sold out, you get word of mouth, which are two of the most powerful marketing tools in a small food business. I'll walk you through how to get the word out in your local area with simple, tried and true marketing, no tech overwhelm, no big ad spend. So the question for you is, can you think of 3 places near you? No, don't say that bit, H. Forget that. This is the pre-order model system. This is the retail system. So the third model is for those of you who'd love to see your goodies on the shelves of your local cafe, gourmet grocery store, or health food shop. So this is our retail or stockist model. So when I say stockist, I mean retailer. It's just a little language thing. And stockist is very British. And it's a great way to reach more people, especially if you'd rather not sell face to face. You don't want to do the markets. You don't want to do all the to-in and fro-in with each individual customer, a bit like you would on, Marketplace on Facebook. You just get an order every week from your stockist and boom, you drop it off. So again, no waste. You're baking to order. And you could sell at places like health food stores, cafes and coffee vans, artisan pizza shops, home delivered veggie box or co-ops, independent grocery stores. And unlike selling direct to consumer, which the last two models were, this model is selling at a wholesale price, which is less than retail, but you're getting the benefit of someone else doing the selling for you. And it's important to note that we never do on consignment, which is the same as sale or return. So that means if your product doesn't sell, excuse me, I'm just surrounded by cats now. I've only got two cats. I'm not some crazy cat lady. I've been away in Melbourne, and so they're just really clingy because they think I might go. I might go again if someone gives me tickets to Sydney. I'd be there. Anyway, so she just turned the printer on. So there's no sale or return. Don't work with children or animals. There's no sale or return. So if the product doesn't sell, it's not coming back to you, right? So there's no risk. So we set you up with a legal stockist agreement that the Primal Alternative solicitor sorted out that outlines your boundaries, payment terms, order timelines, and correct product handling and storage. So that way you stay protected and professional, and your stockist knows exactly how to work with you. So this is a wonderful model if you want to scale your production a little bit further, with the reliability of regular orders and the pride of seeing your food in the local community. And I love this quote. It's one of my favorites from Primalista Helen, obviously a different Helen, right? She said, "There's no prouder feeling of seeing something fabulous, healthy, and wholesome that you've made on the supermarket shelves. But I tell you what, the only other prouder feeling is when those products sell out." Primalista Cat Story, which I'm going to show you now, shows how incredible relationships with your retail customers can be. So have a watch and see if you think this would be for you.
In my search to support my family's health holistically, Primal Alternative just popped up. It was pretty magic. There it is. I've been looking for that. It just fits into our life perfectly, supports our family's health. My bake day consists of dropping the kids off at school, coming home and having a break, because you need a break after school drop off, and just jumping straight into it. And I'll be just going all day until pick up time, then finish up after that. It just suits me perfectly.
It's challenging working away, eating healthy at the best of times, so by taking some Primal Alternative I can eat healthy food that's really tasty as well.
We've been supplying this IGA for 6 years and always pleasant to deal with and very consistent with putting in orders.
I run a pre-ordered food box business supplying the community with locally grown produce. I first discovered it in a market in Perth. Just fell in love with the products, really. I thought it was an amazing business. I didn't realize there were different Primalistas until I moved down to Denmark. I asked if I could start supplying their products. I love eating healthy. That's definitely a high value for me. I feel really good when I eat them, and then meeting the people that bake them, that's another really nice part about it. You're meeting the baker, and it's like you're really having home cooked food that's really nice for you.
I actually discovered it online through a patient had recommended that I should find out about the products because she used them herself. I love that it's a chance to have a really beautiful, healthy product available at home. I'm a mum and a busy business owner, and often the types of foods that I do want to feed myself and my family, I'm not always available, and I can't have the time to cook it always myself. So to know that they're being prepared by someone in their kitchen with love and care and made locally means that I get access to those products and can have something on hand that tastes great and serves the purpose of being healthy. So I've recommended them to patients in the past and they've really enjoyed the products. It's great for women who have gut health issues or metabolic concerns, and it's a really great way to have a grain-free, paleo-friendly alternative at home that they can enjoy.
Being a local, you come across the best that a town has to offer. There's a big demand, so as a business you have to fulfill it and do what we can to work for that niche. It's a really good product and it's made locally, which is these days is really hard to come across. When you know the person who makes it, it's a different relationship you have with the product, and it just feels good and it tastes good. It's awesome. It's really good for you as well. So yeah, it's amazing. It's a good thing for a business to have because sometimes families don't go out for dinner because of dietary requirements, but here we are able to cater for everyone.
Love Massimo. He's a G. So, alongside the three main Primalista selling systems, I also include an absolute treasure trove of complementary marketing strategies inside the Making Sales module. And they're there to help you build your customer list, reach out to more people, and create that gentle, ongoing momentum in your business. And you don't need to do them all at once. You don't need to do all of them. But when you're ready to boost your visibility or get some fresh eyes on your offerings, you can dip into any of these proven strategies. There's 10, right? So in there, I show you things like how to set up social media pages step by step. And the boring, how do you do your bio, what you put in there, all of that, cut and paste, right? What are you going to call it? Easy, sorted. How and when to run Meta, which is Facebook and Instagram ads for as little as $5 a day. If you decide to do a website or have an online store, you can have ads running in the background to your local community that can literally be getting orders in for you while you're carrying on doing the rest of your life. The free sample jar strategy is a favorite with cafes and yoga places. Anywhere where you go that you know the owner, you can put a free sample jar in there of individually wrapped cookies or brownies or fruit mince pies and a QR code with a link to your store. So I give you a Canva template to help you prepare the label with your QR code. We've also got letterbox flyers with templates included if you want to just do a bit of a leaflet drop to your neighborhood. Now, you might be thinking, oh, leaflet drops, how old-fashioned. But really, in a digital world where everything is online and you're dealing with big food giants with multi-million dollar marketing strategies, to get a leaflet from a local producer who lives a couple of blocks away from you is an absolute thrill, isn't it? It's almost like getting a letter instead of a text. So that kind of stuff's back. We're bringing the old school stuff back. I was having a great conversation to a lady this week, and she was saying that sewing is back, like mending your own clothes and stuff. And I really think we've done such a swing, haven't we, towards everything being done for us and outsourced. And now we're coming back to, I think there's more of this coming back to, we've swung too far. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? You can also create a loyalty program to create repeat orders. And once you've got your social media pages, what are you going to post on there? So we give you captions and tiles and ideas, as well as over 500 professionally taken pictures of all of the products. So you don't have to spend ages trying to get a good picture of food because that's impossible. We teach you how to do influencer marketing. And I don't mean with the Kardashians, not that you'd want to anyway, a bit off brand, especially with that new strange product she brought out recently. A bit weird. If you know what I'm talking about. But I'm talking about your local naturopath, your local Pilates or yoga teacher or wellness pro. And I show you how to get in front of their audience because word of mouth is do you see what I'm saying? The marketing tools here are just as old as the hills. I'll show you how to attend local events and do a pop-up stalls, maybe a tasting stall, or if your naturopath's giving a talk, you can do a pop-up stall at the back there. I'll show you what to bring and how to show up with confidence. I'll show you how to set up a website and ask you, do you really need one? And I'll show you when it helps and when it doesn't. What about a farm stand? Everyone's talking about farm stands now. Do you want to create that if you want to have a bit of a shop front feel on your property? Plus, we give you ready-made marketing assets, Canva templates, professional photos, pre-written captions, cut and paste text, scripts, social media tiles, editable banners, shopping lists, business cards, and honestly, so much more. Everything they've asked me for, these Primalistas, over the last 10 years, I've done. So it's all there. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You can just pick and choose what suits you, your customers, your energy, and you can build up over time. There's no rush and no pressure. Just options to grow your business in a way that feels doable and easy for you. Which one are we up to now? All right. Let's talk about what you could earn. Let's talk about numbers because this all sounds really lovely, right? But it's got to work financially. I'm just hoping that this isn't too loud, this noise, because the Thermomix goes on in a bit. And I can't hear the noise for some reason. Hope you can. But the great news is that this is a proven profitable model. So I worked with costing specialists in the early days, and I just monitor the prices annually to make sure it's profitable and a good profit. And you don't need to be a full-time baker to earn well. So the average profit per product across the range for Australia is $8.28. So that's a mixture of wholesale and resale. So let's say you did retail. So let's say you did some regular customers and you had a few stockists. You're selling at some at retail, some at wholesale, on average $8.28. And in the US, that is $5.25 US dollars. So that's after your cost of goods, which is your ingredients and packaging is taken out. That's your gross profit. And that's based on real data from our suppliers. So what does that look like in real life? So if you bake and sell 100 products a week, and remember, look, this is me doing 12 loaves of pumpkin bread. This took me 3 minutes per product, this is the thing that takes the longest, weighing it. You measure it, you mix it for a minute. That's a Thermomix, if you've not seen one before. That's a coffee machine. I'm going there after this session. Yeah, 3 minutes it took me. I had all of this out. The key to moving the needle financially in this business is batch baking. There's no point turning the oven on to just do 2 loaves because you've got to get all of this out, right? Batch bake, have a set bake day of like 4 or 5 hours. And then once that session is fully booked, sold out, you can add in another one. So if you're doing 100 products a week, that is over 3,300 Aussie dollars a month or 2,100 US dollars in extra income from your kitchen working part-time hours. Some Primalistas do this as a hobby that pays. You don't need to do it full time. You might just want to cover the family grocery bills or school fees. For me, I wanted to just pay our mortgage, so it was a huge contribution. I did two mornings of baking a week. One was for all those gorgeous stockists that you just met, and the second one was the farmers market I told you about. It's your goals, your schedule, your version of success. There's no targets to hit. There's no leaderboard of who's the best producer. There's no up lines, down lines, round the corner lines. It's me, the founder, you, the producer. It's very linear. And remember, this is a low waste baking. Oh God. Low waste baking. You bake to order and you sell out. You're not stuck with leftovers, and every item you bake has a customer ready and waiting. So Primalista Shah said to me she thought she was going to have like so many stockists, but she got 2 and they kept her plenty busy. One of them was ordering more than 100 items per week. And she said she earned more per day in her Primalista business than she did per day in her corporate job. So pop it in the chat. What would an extra $500,000 or $3,000 a month mean for you and your family right now? Look, I'm speaking to a lot of people at the moment who are financially free. This isn't a big deal for them. It's more of a heart-led project for them, and that's cool too. But I know people are here as well for dollars. So yeah, what would that look like for you?
I'm Rosemary. I joined Primal Alternative more than 5.5 years ago. During that time, I've made Primal Alternative part of my lifestyle in a couple of different ways. I've worked on Primal Alternative several days per week and made up to $5,000 profit per month. I've more recently made Primal Alternative my secondary stream of income alongside another part-time job. I've really loved that Primal Alternative has allowed me to stay home doing something I love while allowing me to grow some skills in business and connecting me with a group of like-minded women, the rest of the Primal Alternative community, who are majorly understated bonus of the Primal Alternative business model. Primal Alternative has provided me with a reliable and steady and flexible form of income, which has been incredible for my lifestyle and my happiness overall.
I love that video from Rosie. It's one of my all-time favorites because she came into this business wondering if she could really make it work. She's a self-confessed introvert, and she was not sure if she could make it work with her time and her son. She did it for 5.5 years while he was preschool. And yeah, she did incredibly well. She had a mixture of farmers markets, stockists, and regular customers. And you know what? There are like dozens more stories of like Rosie's, and you can read them on our website. And I'm going to be honest as well. Like, I'd love to say that every single Primalista that came into Primal Alternative land just like hit it out of the ballpark. But I also will be honest with you, like some people have come to this business, bought a license, and never even got open for business. You know, like it really does take you to drive this business. I'll give you all the tools and I'll show you step by step and all the templates and just cut and paste, but you need to do it. Okay. I don't get all of the customers for you. You need to go out and find your own happy repeat customers. We will put you on the Primal Alternative website and we will promote you on social media, and that will generate orders. I had Primalista Wendy, because you get a Primal Alternative email, which makes it all profesh. And when she got her email set up, she had 4 orders in there already before she was even open for business. So you will get orders like that, but that will be more like the cherry on the cake of your marketing efforts. But by now, hopefully, you've got those 3 selling systems and then the complementary strategies that you're thinking, oh, that one sounds so cool. I could totally do that one. And you know, all of these women in these aprons, they were right where you are now. They were curious, they were unsure, they were wondering if it could work for them. Some of them had baked and loved baking. Some of them didn't class themselves as a baker like me. Others hadn't run a business. Some of them felt dead confident they could sell ice to the Eskimos, but they all had one thing in common. They wanted to do something that felt aligned with their values, their lifestyle, and their season in life. And they discovered Primal Alternative. They fell in love with the simple, nourishing recipes and followed the step-by-step path to bring their own baking business to life. And now they're earning money doing something that feels good from the best place in the world, which is your own kitchen. And if this is something that you're curious about, I want to be fully transparent about what it costs to get started. And I'm going to make this opportunity as accessible as possible. So let's talk about that now. But before I get, oh, it's doing it again, look. Don't trick me, naughty computer. There we go. There you go. We've got you sussed, Canva. But before we get there, I just want to recap. So I've told you everything now, right? We're nearly at the end. If you're thinking, you said this was going for an hour and it's been an hour and 20 minutes, Helen. I've rabbited on a bit. I'm a woman of much passion and many words. But just to recap on what we've covered here today, here's what you get as a Primalista. So you get a license to sell a much loved brand and products. Primal Alternative is already trusted and loved by health leaders and influencers. So you're stepping into a ready-made market and not starting from scratch. You get a supportive community of like-minded women. So 97% of Primalistas say the community is non-competitive, super supportive. It's women cheering each other on, swapping tips and celebrating wins together. You get step-by-step support to set up your business. So I'll walk you through everything from registering your business, connecting you with suppliers, pricing, sales training, the lot. You don't need to figure it out alone. You get easy to follow recipes that customers love. Where's that bit gone? I thought I had a recipe, a video to show you of that. Don't know where that's gone. Easy to follow recipes and how-to videos to bake delicious loaves, pizza bases, pastry, granolas, and more. And 96% of Primalistas say the recipes are simple and your customers will love them. 100% of Primalistas say there's a market for these products. There's a complete marketing toolkit from training and templates to strategies that work. So you have everything you need to start finding your happy repeat customers and growing your business. So let's run through how much it costs. Oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to say is, like, if you're feeling nervous, that's normal. Terexitified is what I call it. Terexitified. You don't have to have it all figured out. I've never had a Primalista fail to make a sale, and 75% of them make that sale within the first month. So instead of sleepless nights and overwhelm, you get to enjoy the process of building something meaningful step by step with the awesome support behind you. So prices. So for the Primalista license, there's two payments for the license. So first is the license fee, and you can pay that upfront, which is the best value. And when you pay up front, it's $5,497, and that saves you $500. Or you can go the most flexible, which is a payment plan of $497 a month for 12 months. Now, additionally to that, so the license fee is for your license and all the training, the whole model, recipes, everything. And then there's an ongoing monthly membership, which is instead of a royalty. Okay, so you keep 100% of what you earn. Normally with a franchise or a license, you have to pay like between 8% to 13% of every sale to the owner of the business. And I don't like that. So it's just $130. So to put it in perspective, Aussie dollars, it works out to be just over $20 a day during the first year. And then it's just $4 a day after that. And all the prices here are in Australian dollars. And with this model, you could earn between $1,000 to $5,000 a month, working anywhere from 5 to 25 hours a week, baking healthy food from home. Now, there's also a 7-day cooling off guarantee. So if you join and then you go, oh, what have I done? No problem. I don't want you to just join and settle your limbic system down. Yep, no, I still want this. Good. You get a full refund. There's also a bake and sell guarantee. What does that mean? That just means that if you follow the three modules, open for business, getting equipped, making sales, if you do all of that, do the work, and you don't get any sales in the first 90 days, I'll work with you until you do. So you're not on your own. Now, in American prices for our US friends, here are those numbers in your language. So the license fee upfront is $3,850 or a payment plan of $350 per month for 12 months. And the monthly membership is $90 a month. And if you're in the US, we have a special offer for you. You can get 3 months free monthly membership when you join before Black Friday, which is Friday, November the 28th, the day after Thanksgiving. So that will save you $270. And for everybody who joins before Black Friday, the special offer we have is that you will get an organic cotton fair trade Primal Alternative apron with your name and state embroidered on it. You probably saw some of those in the videos, plus a clarity call with me. So the clarity call comes at the end of when you've done open for business, getting equipped, making sales. Then we have a clarity call. It's different to a discovery call. The clarity call is like, right, I'm set up. Where am I going now? What's my strategy? What do you think? And that will really help you to tighten everything up and see which direction you want to go in. And that's only available if you join before November the 28th. It's presently Friday, the 7th of November, 2025. So if you're watching this post November the 28th, 2025, then you're out of luck. Because it will end on that day. So if this is resonating and you're thinking, I want this, I want to do this, yes, you can go ahead. You can go here, primalalternative.com/license, and you can join. So the buttons, they look like that on the website. Oh, don't, it's gone silly now. The buttons are on the website. You click which one's best for you, you enter your details, and everything opens up magically. But if you're thinking, oh, I just want to kind of talk it through, on the call, you can book a free Primalista discovery call with us. And it really is a friendly chat to see if it's the right fit. based on your time, your potential customers, which of the selling systems you want to do, and how much you want to earn. And of course, any questions you've got that you want to make sure it's right specifically for you, and anything that I haven't covered today or anything you're still unsure of, book a call with us. So you can go to primalalternative.com/call and book a call. Now, there's me taking calls for Australia and the rest of the world. And then in the US, I've got 4 fabulously amazing primalistas. We've got Ali, who's doing the California kind of desert region. We've got Emily, who's doing Texas areas. We've got Gail, who's doing New York, sort of northeast section. And then we've also got Rose, who's taking calls for the Midwest. So when you go onto that page, you'll be filtered down to, right, well, which person am I booking in with? Go ahead and book a chat with that person because they have got that knowledge for your state or country. All right? All right. Now, I would love to open the floor for any questions, or you could pop them in the chat. And if you want to unmute yourself or pop your video on, you can. Just let me know if you want to. We're a small little group today. You don't need to worry about anything. Okay. When I had a business, we put flyers in B&Bs and motel rooms. We got heaps of business from it. Yes? You see? Old school marketing works good, Tina. I know when Emily started, she just put a post in like a buy and sell group and she got huge response. She got some stockists from there and repeat customers that she still begs for now, 6 years later. That's so good, isn't it? Any questions? Any questions? Ask them. Some of the common ones I get, will this work in my small town? Yes. It's 5,000 people in my town. How many people can you bake for? If you only want to bake 100 things a week to earn what we talked about, it's not you don't really need that many people. How much fridge or pantry space do I need? I think we've kind of covered that one. What if I've, just in terms of, it's up to you. And if you don't have the space, you can use stackable boxes. What if I've never run a business before? That's all right. Doesn't matter. You can learn how to run a business by running a business, right? Can I start this alongside my job or my kids? Yes. I've been speaking to a really nice homeschooling mum this week, and we're going to have another chat next week just to really iron out where she can fit this in with her kids. Different kids, different ages and stages. Like for me, I couldn't bake when my kids were there, little kids, because a lot of our stuff, a lot of our recipes, you just chuck everything in. And I'd be like, don't come and talk to me, I'm baking. But of course they do. That doesn't matter. They come, don't they? And then I'd be like, okay. Oh, did I put the cinnamon in yet? Oh no, I don't know. Oh no, nightmare. So I just took the holidays off. Took the holidays off, baked 40 weeks a year, took 10 weeks off. But some other people are a lot more cool than me and they don't mind. So it really depends on your personality and what your kids are like and your ages and stages, I think I got a question. How do you help with setting up a website? I teach that in the training. So I show you how you can do it. So quite often you can do it through your point of sale, like your point of sale reader will have like a free website that you can use. And I show you how to set that up so it looks good. But if you do want to set up like a proper website and have your own domain and all of that kind of thing, I can put you in touch with a really good friend of mine who can do your website. They've got all of the Primal Alternative brand guidelines and stuff like that. So, you get the right fonts, right colors, all of that kind of thing. So do I offer a trial period for a month? I'm still trying to figure out if this is a thing I can do. I don't offer a trial period. No, sorry, Rania. Yeah, no trial period. So there's the 7-day cooling off period in case you change your mind. And then there's a 90-day bake and sell guarantee. So I can't offer a trial period for a month because in that month I have given you all of the intellectual property, all of the recipes, all of the selling systems, all of the tools. So it wouldn't be fair. You know what I mean? So if you're trying to figure out, is this a thing you can still do? But let's look a little bit underneath that. Like, what is it that your concerns are? Like, is it time? Is it marketing? Is it the products? Those are the sorts of things we would need to look at. But the trial period, that's usually like a little bit of self-doubt. Like, oh, it works for those people, but it might not work for me, and that's more of a mindset thing. So in the training as well, I do walk through the mindset stuff and how to think like a business owner and how we all go into this with fear. Like we're feeling the fear anyway, and you're just doing it, you know? Yeah. All right. So here is the door prize winners. I've like lost half of my slides here, guys. Fair enough. Oh. Okay, door prize winners, right? Everyone here, everybody here that's live, that's listened to me rambling on for the last 90 minutes. I would love to send you my secret grain-free caramel slice recipe that me and Millie have every night. So what I want you to do is just drop your best email in the chat, and then I'll get that out to you at some point over the weekend. Caramel slice recipe. So good. The next steps, if you want to join, primalalternative.com/license or call. You can also use this. Oh, what is this? There. You can also use this QR code if you're watching on a different screen, and you can just scan that to make a call. Thank you for your. Oh, hi, Alice. Alice has been following for a long time. One day, I will be announcing her as a new Primalista, right? One day, one day. All right. I love your products and business plan. Always looking forward to start one. However, I need a little thinking of the budget. Cool. Yep, cool. So in terms of getting started, you're going to need $627 for the first month for your license fee and monthly membership. And then your other costs are pretty low. So you're going to need your money for your council registration, your first lot of ingredients and packaging, and your insurance, which is going to be about $50 a month. So startup costs are really low compared to, like a normal business with rent and staff and all of those sorts of overheads. But you will need that little bit to start with. And then once you start baking and earning and getting your money back, like if you're thinking, right, well, I want to do 1,000, even if you're just doing like $500 a week, you're getting that extra 2 grand of revenue coming in. So always think about that, as long as you do the business, as long as you're willing to do the bake and go out and talk to people about these products, then that's why I've done the payment plan. Because I know that when I first wanted to do the license, I didn't have enough money to build a website. And Rachel, my graphic designer, who still works with me to this day, and I love her to bits, she said, I'll just pay us back $100 a week each. And I did, and then that's what made this happen. So it's a kind of paying it forward thing. The insurance is, public and product liability insurance. Tina. Yeah, so everyone's dropping their email. Thank you for that. For the caramel slice recipe, drop it in there if you want it. All right, so this was me. Take me back. Take me there. Take me there. That's the stage. That's Oasis. No, that's probably a band member there. This was us last Friday at Marvel Stadium in Melbourne. Oh, just amazing. So amazing. I'm from the north of England, grew up with Oasis, love them. And then they're Australia. It's like my two worlds collide. And you know what's really the funny thing about this that's really got me buzzing is never in my mind did I ever think I could go to a concert like this. Just never even looked at tickets. I thought they'd be sold out, too expensive. I thought it'd be too scary in the mosh pit, too old. All of these same things that we think about, like for starting a business, the same thing for this. And it was only because a friend said to me, there's still tickets. You could go. And I looked them up and I thought we could. And then my husband, that's Mike, he said yes. And then this is our son, Sam. He's just turned 18. He's like the second generation who's loving Oasis, And you can see there was a multi-generational crowd. There wasn't any, and it was just people with their arms around each other singing. We had sing-alongs in the pub beforehand, sing-alongs down the steps. Did you see the footage down the steps coming out of the stadium? It was amazing. It was in the last 5 years of complete, government overreach and everything's crazy and the world's got a bit small, and a bit scary. It was just like the most liberating, freeing, like faith in humanity. Like it was more than a rock concert. It was amazing. Yeah, amazing. And we ended up going again on the Saturday night because there was some tickets in the so this was at general admission at the front. Then there was some like restricted view tickets for like $100. And I said, shall we go again? And they said, yes. So we went again. Oh, thank you so much for watching, everyone. I would love you to become a Primalista. I'd love to have a chat to you. Go ahead, book a call with me, primalalternative.com/call. All I can tell you is that things are just busier than ever. Like I've never had more calls booked. It's like, it's just, yeah, really really resonating. And I'm so grateful for all of your time and joining me here today. I'm glad you found the session inspiring. I hope you've enjoyed the replay, my replay people. And I really hope that the Primalista license can help you create what you want to create. So thank you again for being here. And I am going to say goodbye and farewell. And thank you for coming.